Welcome to the Setbreaker podcast. Today we have a special guest, my friend Kitty Cat.
Kitty Cat?
What is your fucking? What do you call yourself on the internet? I don't even know.
Kitty Lee.
Kitty Lee. Kitty
Lee. Wow, you didn't even know my name.
No, I know your actual name. Yeah. I don't know what your internet name is.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
okay,
because mine's mikekimcomedy.
Yeah. Kitty Lee.
Yeah.
You can just call me Cat though. Everyone calls me Cat.
Yeah, I say Cat. I like saying Cat.
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted to say Kitty Cat, whatever.
Kitty Cat. Yeah.
Kitty Cat, all that shit.
Thank you for having me on. I'm excited. Big fan.
Big fan?
Big fan.
Dude, thank you for being on my podcast.
Yeah.
I had a good time on yours. Great podcast, by the way, very fun. You and Jade Sword Jade.
Yeah, thank you.
She's a homegirl.
She is.
And the thing that we talked about on your podcast that had me thinking the past week, when we talked about how you feel like when you're on a date, if they're not paying for your dinner, if they're not investing in you in that manner, I guess financially, you're not asking for some crazy expensive shit, but you feel like I feel cared for. I feel like they're taking me seriously when they pay for a dinner besides just taking me to a bar to drink.
Yeah.
And then I was saying, well, I don't do that. I'm one of the guys that don't like doing that on the first date because it's like, I don't know if we're going to get along. And also then you're committed to this fucking dinner. And at the same time, I don't want to spend money on some girl I don't really fucking know. But then we talked about it.
Yeah.
And then you explained more, and then we found out, oh shit, your love language, one of them is gifts, giving gifts and receiving gifts.
Yes.
And it's really high up there, right?
Yeah. No, it's my
number one.
Number one. I would say acts of service is number one, ultimate acts of service. Mm-hmm. But then number two, very close behind that would be gift giving.
Gift giving, yeah.
Yes.
See, and mine is 0 on gift giving. Yeah, but acts of service though it might be number one or number two, but it's very up there. Mm-hmm. And then what that did for me being on your podcast and us talking about that, was it made me realize I can't just jump to conclusions and assume, not that I thought you were a gold digger, but like majority of girls, if they talk like that, because I got to know you before that, I would think that they're a fucking gold digger straight from the jump.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a gold digger. I would say I'm a goal digger. I'm a goal digger. I'm a goal digger.
What do you mean by that?
I feel like more than a guy's worth monetarily, I really have to in order to be attracted to a man, I have to see that he has potential as far as his goals are. He has to be passionate about something. He has to be able to level set with me intellectually. And usually that does translate to them being pretty well off financially. True.
Or eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, eventually.
If I can see the potential in that, then I'm attracted to them. But if they're just okay, complacent, being I'm just working 9 to 5, which some people are. Some people are just okay with that, which is fine, but not for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. No shade on you guys. You live life however the fuck you want, but I feel the same way as well. But that whole thing really, it helped me to be more empathetic and to understand before that.
Not jump to conclusions.
Yeah, because I've been doing that for a long time. And then it made me think about myself. I'm like, why do I feel so strongly about that as well? And then today it really sunk in. Oh, it's because I'm not really balling like that yet. And it's not, and it's the dinner could be what? Maybe fucking a $20 dinner, maybe 15. You'd be okay with that. Just dinner, something.
Yeah. Something that's not low effort.
Just drinking and all that, to smash.
Yeah, exactly. To smash. Because I think that maybe this is just in my head, but I feel like guys, if they just take you out for a drink, then it could be one of those dates where it's well, what did you think I wanted other than just to have sex with you? But in my head, if a guy takes you out for dinner before, then maybe it would be in a situation where he takes you more seriously. But that also could be wrong as well, because I'm sure guys have taken girls out to dinner to just fuck them afterwards as well.
100%.
Yeah. So again, it's maybe just in my head.
Yeah. Yeah, but so what that did for me was I was like, yo, that's me maybe keeping myself in like a box in that manner. Like because right now all my money goes into whatever money I make goes back into what I'm doing. So I can't really just be spending money like that. Even though overall, if I was in a position where I'm pretty decently, like doing pretty well, it's not a big deal.
Would you say you're generous with your money? If you were like doing well, like
fuck yeah, okay. Yeah. When I do got some money like that, like I do. I love. To me, that's although giving gifts isn't really a part of it. To me, that's like quality time. Because to me, that like, I'm spending that money so we could do things together. Yeah. I'm not giving you the money, but we're spending that money to do things. Yeah. Yeah.
Would you give a girl money though? If you were in a good position and the girl was like, "Hey, like Mike, I want to go shopping. Can I have your credit card, Daddy?"
No.
Daddy, no.
I don't like being called Daddy.
Okay, fine.
Even in bed.
Drop the daddy. You don't like that?
No, because when I hear daddy, it makes me think of just all their daddy issues. I just make up all this narrative of like, oh, their dad just left them. And
girls with daddy issues are fun though.
No, they are.
Yeah,
they're great in bed.
We're great.
Yeah. I mean, I got dad issues too. But then being called daddy doesn't really. Getting called Papi was cool. Like my Mexican ex, she called me Papi or Asian
effectively
Papi.
The same thing.
No, I know, but it's different. Then like, hey, daddy, like Papi. Oh, I'm like, oh shit, Papi. Okay.
Appa.
Appa. Or like Abaji. Yeah. So Appa means dad in Korean, and Abaji is like super formal. That's like saying father. Come on, father. Please, father. Please. More. Let me suck the pee-pee. The pee-pee. Yeah. I don't know, but who knows? Maybe like in 10 more years when I'm 40, I'd be like, you know what? I don't mind being called daddy. Okay. Who knows? You like calling guys daddy.
I do like calling guys daddy. I do. Yeah.
Why?
Because I have daddy issues. I got daddy issues. I don't know. I just think it's hot. That's why I don't really date guys that are younger than me. Yeah. The most I'll date under me is maybe like 2 years, but typically they're either like the same age or older.
So you can say daddy.
So I can say only for the purpose of saying daddy.
Yo, that's at least you know what you want. That's real shit.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. How soon do you call them daddy?
I have hooked up with a guy the first time and called him daddy.
Dang, you really are about that life.
Yeah, they like it though. I've never had a guy been grossed out by like stop in the middle and be like, no, stop, we can't do this. Yeah. Don't call me daddy.
Okay, I'll be honest. The only time, it wasn't in bed that they said daddy. Mm-hmm. It was more like before we were doing it.
They were calling you daddy?
Yeah, and then that bothered me.
Yeah.
Because then I started, I guess if I was smashing, then I'm just like, fuck. Because I mean, we all say crazy shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you going to give me your fucking soul? Like, I'll say that. I'm like, does your soul belong? I've said that. Because I need to own everything. Like, I need to dominate. So I need to feel first of all, is this pussy mine? Yeah, this pussy is yours. And it's like, are you going to give me everything you have? Like, I've said that. While I'm choking them. And then next level, because like it wasn't enough. I was like really feeling crazy. And I was just like, are you going to give me your fucking soul? Are you going to give me your soul? And she was like, yeah. Yeah, because I'm choking her. Yeah, you're gonna have my soul.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And then hearing that drives me crazy. I'm just like, I feel like my nuclear like sex reactor just like exponentially just goes through the roof, like Elon Musk fucking SpaceX rocket.
Yeah.
Because they're like, yo, take everything. I'm like, shit.
It's all yours, daddy.
Yeah, at that moment.
Yeah. I don't throw daddy around like, willy-nilly, like in like normal, like everyday life. Like, I'll just call him like babe or like, baby or something. But like in bed, it's daddy.
Okay, see, that makes sense. Yeah. And you know what? This conversation made me realize too, it's only because I tell everybody this. I don't want to be called daddy, but I guess it's just because it's outside of the bed.
Yeah, I think that's kind of weird. Actually not too weird. Like, but I think if I was in public and I heard a girl call a guy daddy, it would be, I would like look twice at them. like a
55-year-old white dude with a 22-year-old.
Yeah, it would make me do a double take. But no judgment. That's cool.
When did you realize that you liked saying daddy? When? How old were you?
When I started watching porn. Yeah, because that's... Yeah, oh shit, fuck, I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
When I started watching porn, which was like at a pretty young age, like 16, 17. Yeah, so I realized that the type of porn that I like to watch are like very situational. I like when there's this power imbalance, right?
Okay.
So there's like a couple types that are my favorite. One of them being, there's a dad and a babysitter, and then like the dad comes on to the babysitter, and the babysitter's like, no, I don't want to, and the dad's like, come on, you dirty slut. And she's like, oh, like baby, and then they start fucking, and then she starts liking it, and then she starts calling him daddy. I think that's really hot. And the second one is like the type of porn where she's like, the girl is being extorted for something, and the landlord's like, oh, you can't pay rent? How am I going to get my rent? What are you going to do? And she's like, I can pay some other way, I guess, but I don't really want to. And he's like, but you're going to have to. And then she's like, fine, I'll do it. And then she realizes like in the middle that she really likes it because like, yeah. Like I like the shift of mindset where at first you don't want it, and then like you have to do it, and then you start liking it in the middle.
Okay.
It's very specific.
I like the realtor ones too, or like you know, because the woman wears like a business suit. I'm like, because I think women in business suits look fucking hot, or like stockings with the skirts and shit. So
yeah,
but that I can get why you like that too.
Yeah,
because you're a boss lady in your own right. You know, you get all your own shit, and then you know, outside of that, you probably don't in bed. You don't want to be that boss lady.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So that's why you like that.
Yeah.
Situation.
Yeah, I think so. For sure. Yeah, I think with but are you the same way though? Because I'm thinking like you have your own shit going on. You're very much like a boss man, right? But that doesn't make you like a cuck in bed. Why isn't it the same apply to you?
There good point. There are guys that are going to be cucks.
Right.
I know one guy in particular who actually likes being a cuck specifically, but I think for me it's just because like, and I tried the whole, you know, they tried tying me up and I get really uncomfortable. I'm like, I'd rather tie her up. And I think it's because I like control.
Okay.
I'm 100% sure that's why. I like control. In my own, that's why I do my own thing with this shit. Mm-hmm. And then in bed too, like, I want control. And now it doesn't mean I don't want them to be a fucking starfish and do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, if they get on top of me, all that stuff, that's great. But like, I want to know that if I tell them to do, like in bed, if I tell them to do something, they're going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
And I can, yeah.
Have you ever done that thing where it's like you tell them when and when they can't come?
Tell them?
Yeah. Okay. So it's the thing. Okay. So like.
For a girl? Telling a girl?
Yeah. So it's like you're using a vibrator on her or something, or like you're fucking her, and you'd be like, you can't, like, your pussy is mine. Like, you can't come until I tell you to come, or until I let you come. And if you come before I let you come, then I'm gonna punish you.
You just gave me an idea. I haven't tried that yet, and that, I'm not gonna lie, it gave me like a 10% chub.
Nice.
Just the thought of like 10%, not enough to really see it, but just be like, there's some blood dribbling in there.
Nice. There's some blood flow going in.
I want to do that. Wow. That is like next level control.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
I haven't found anyone to do it with yet, but or like I haven't like been open enough to do it with someone yet, but I've read about it in forums, and I've also seen it in porn, and I like it.
Okay. Why haven't you done it?
So
that's probably like next level vulnerability or something for
it
you,
is. And then also like I was in a relationship for 3 years recently. Like we broke up like 6 months ago, and he wasn't really like, I mean, he tried to be dominating, but it really wasn't. I don't know. I just don't think he was like super into it, so I didn't really force it. But we had a good sex life anyways. And then now I'm like recently starting to see someone, and like we're getting there.
To that.
We're gonna get there.
You're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah. You're gonna tell her what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
You're not gonna come, you dirty bitch. You're like,
oh,
okay, daddy, no, take me to daycare.
Yeah.
Damn. I feel like, hold on a minute. Like for me, more recently, I was talking to my homegirl about this 2 days ago on Instagram, and the foot thing is becoming more and more for me. Like I have like a foot thing, foot job, blah blah. It's becoming more of a presence in my life to where I notice it, and then I'm like starting to seek it.
Are you looking at girls' feet out in public? Like you checking them out for sandals and
with
shit?
the legs? With the legs.
Okay.
Yeah, with the legs combined.
Nice.
You know, because a leg fetish, and now it's like a foot. Before I used to say just foot thing, but I'm realizing I think now I have a foot fetish on top of that. Like combined, like the whole leg is complete, and like I have this urge just to super experiment more with like that type of shit and like other things, because I think I was kind of suppressing it a bit.
Yeah.
You know, like that side, because there's a point where even with the choking stuff, when I first discovered I like choking, I was kind of afraid I'm just gonna keep going down this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like where I'm at now is, well, fuck it, why not?
Yeah. As long as it's consensual, right? As long as it's like the other.
Of course it's consensual.
Yeah.
I can't even get to if they don't want to be choked, I'm not gonna fucking choke the girl.
Yeah.
And then you know, it always feels better when both sides are super into what they're doing. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. Yeah, there's no shame in the foot game. After our podcast together, I was like talking to the guy that I was dating. I was like, "Would you want a foot job?" He was like, "I wouldn't say no to it." I was like, "Yeah, let's try it."
Yeah, because most guys haven't tried it.
Yeah.
And I've had guys DM me asking me, "Is it really like that?" Like I can't even imagine. I'm like, my guy, trust me, it's better than anything you could ever imagine in that realm of feet. Like feet. Yeah.
Okay. Sold. Yeah, I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, he might fall in love with you after that.
Cool. Nice.
He might.
Good.
Because he's gonna say nobody else is gonna do it. He's like, who's gonna do it for me?
I feel like girls would be like, I feel like if the guy brought it up, the girl would do it, because I feel like the girls wouldn't bring it up just because she doesn't want to seem weird, you know?
True.
I don't want to seem like I'm the one with the foot fetish, but if you're the one with the foot fetish, then I'll play into that.
Yeah, because it was your idea.
Yeah.
Not my idea.
Yeah.
Because I'm a girl and I'm pretty.
Yeah.
And I do girl things.
Yeah, I do girl things. Whatever.
I just do girl things. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So have you always been this comfortable talking about intimacy, dating, sex life?
No, not really. Like way back when I was like in high school and college, I wasn't this outspoken, but I was also like not this pretty.
Confidence.
Yeah, I was also, I think when I was like a little uglier, I didn't have like the confidence to really speak up. But then as I got older, I kind of grew into myself. You know, and got into like the content creator sphere and like hung out with people that are more outspoken. I kind of grew into myself, like looks wise and as far as like my personality goes, and being able to have the confidence to like just like say whatever the fuck I want to say.
So it started when you realized, oh shit, I'm a pretty girl.
Yeah. And then hanging out with people that like set themselves apart by being outspoken, right? Yeah. I think definitely as an Asian creator too, like or like an Asian girl, some people have like these expectations for you to be like, to play into like more of like a submissive role, you know, just be pretty and submissive. But I don't want to play into that. I don't want to be that, you know, I want to be different. So sometimes I think I push myself the other way too far. Like I say things that are like maybe a little bit too like, that make people actually feel uncomfortable, or that are like too out there, you know, because I want to set myself apart so badly.
But you know what though? That is exactly what I did. Because Asian men too.
Yeah.
We're looked at as, you know, emasculated pussies. We don't speak our mind, blah, blah.
Right.
And I didn't have confidence either. So I pushed myself to start saying really crazy shit to see how far I could get.
Yeah.
On the extreme end. And then it just kind of, so you go really far, like you go like a mile with it.
Yeah.
But then your baseline becomes like half a mile. And then it kind of, you know, gets further and further, and then it becomes a part of you. So I can really relate to that. I can actually.
Yeah.
And it's done a lot of good for me actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think just like also after doing the podcast, like on top of saying crazy things, I feel like I push myself to do like just experience more things now. because I'm like, oh, I want these crazy experiences to talk about.
Yeah,
to talk about. So I'm just gonna do it for the experience.
That's a great thing about us doing this. Like for me, I have the Dashcam, right?
Yeah.
So I'll post Dashcam videos of when shit gets fucked up or if I act like a psychopath. And I just can't wait. Every day I'm like, I just can't wait for somebody to call me a chink or just something stupid happen, or even, this is going to sound really out there, really crazy, but a small part of me is like, I almost want to get in a car crash.
No, what? You're fucking crazy.
I know.
You're fucking insane.
I told you. Yeah. I don't really want it.
Right.
But at the same time, while I'm driving and I'm looking at the dash cam, I'm like, that would be a great video. Like, I'm thinking from a content creator side.
Yeah, just
that's
like
how fucked it is.
Before, when you were saying you were thinking about like sometimes dying, getting crushed in the gate, and then your last seconds having that like be recorded to kind of sick like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because to me that's kind of badass. It's fuck, guys, don't ever do that. But there's a big white gate that automatically closes to let gates to let cars in, and I told Kat, I was like, I think sometimes about me getting crushed, not because I want to get crushed, but just like me getting crushed by the by the gate. Like my chest is facing the gate part that's closing towards me, so my back and my chest is getting crushed, and all my organs just like squeeze out of my mouth like a toothpaste. And then I have my cell phone selfie style, and I'm going like, ah, and that's my final.
Yeah, that's
like dark, sick joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool, but not cool.
I know.
Yeah.
What if I actually died that like one of those ways, one of those two ways, car accident or that, and then you were the last person to actually hear that?
That'd be amazing. That would make this podcast itself like super famous, and then I would go viral. So like
you would see,
yeah,
right?
that'd be good for me actually.
See, we're thinking from
amazing.
That's how fucked we are. We're thinking like, oh, our brains are stuck in this fucking content creator mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. But no, I hope nothing bad happens to you.
But you kind of do a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Like, he was the last guy, and then just you go on camera. Mike was such a great friend. We had great conversations
at your funeral, just like saying the best things about you.
Yeah. and then it's like, by the way, follow me at.
Yeah. By the way, my IG is KeelyX.
Yeah. I mean, but that's like a thing now. Like people just post them being everywhere, even at a funeral.
Yeah.
It's like doing selfies, and then they look really hot, dude. Have you seen Wedding Crashers?
Yes, with Vince Vaughn.
I know.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go to funerals to get girls, right? Women.
Oh yeah.
That is not that far off from reality, because what I found is just like depressed people love to fuck, because that makes them feel back to presence, the world, and then that makes them feel like well, there's a point of depression where you don't have a sex drive, but
right.
there's like a kind of a middle ground to where they feel like they have to fuck to feel happy, so they get extra crazy.
I can kind of see that. I kind of have a little bit of anxiety. Like I work through anxiety, but sometimes when I feel anxious, I just want to fuck because it gets my mind off of the anxiety.
Right?
Yeah.
Or like masturbating.
Yeah.
How quickly can you just finish that on your own? Like a minute or 30 seconds? Can you do that quick?
Oh yeah. So I use a Hitachi. So it's like, yeah. It's like a back massager. It's not a fucking back massager.
They call it that.
Yeah, they call it that. That's what it's branded as. Dude, with my Hitachi, I can come in like 20 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's like a good one, like a
yeah.
soap?
Oh, it's so good. I don't have to look. I just like literally. I don't even have to think about anything sexy. Just like put it to my clit, and then like it just because it's so powerful. It's amazing.
How long does that orgasm last? If you could quantify it.
Like maybe like 5 to 10 seconds.
And you're just like that's like eating ginger after sushi. It cleanses the palate, just like anxiety.
Actually, yeah, it does cleanse the palate. And then I can just like get on with my day or whatever the fuck. I'm like, yeah, it's a reset.
And then you have more energy too, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
More energy and a little more relaxed.
Well, it depends, because sometimes at night I can't go to sleep, and I'll just be like, fuck, should I just masturbate? Yeah.
Should I masturbate, or should I try to figure out where this is coming from?
Nah, I'm just gonna masturbate.
Yeah. It's easier. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah. Keep it and I keep my Hitachi by my bedstand. So I literally I'm just like, can't sleep. Roll over, get my Hitachi, like come in like 20 seconds, like throw my Hitachi to the side. I'm like, I'm ready to go to sleep. And then sometimes like during the day, I'll get horny for no reason. I'll literally be watching like Naruto, and I'll be like, I feel horny right now. I'm just gonna go masturbate.
Okay, but anime. Come on, anime.
Naruto, like just like the weirdest shit, you know, like just like nothing sexual at all. But I'll just be like, just want to come right now.
Food Wars. People ask me, why don't you watch? Because I love anime. Like, why don't you watch Food Wars? I'm like, I have, but I jacked off in the first episode because it got me too horny. Because I used to watch a lot of hentai.
Okay.
Like I used to love hentai, and those anime, like where like the boobies and like it like shines off the clothes and stuff, like all that, and then their face turns like flush red, and they go, "Hoo," and then like the that right,
yeah.
And then I'm just like,
I can see how Food Wars got you horny though. Actually, yeah. Hentai was like my starter porn, so that's like. Before I had watched any like live action porn, it was like all hentai. So I have a soft spot in my heart for tentacle and hentai. And like, I used to also read Literotica. I'm
Literotica.com?
Yes.
Oh my God. You're the only one.
I read fucking Harry Potter fan fiction. I read Harry Potter Literotica. I'm fucking dead.
I've never met somebody who knows. I would ask people, do you know Literotica? Nobody knew. I used to print out that shit. And I just fucking like read it, and it would get me so horny.
Yeah, me too. I would like Harry Potter fan fiction was like my jam. So I was like really into that. And yeah, Literotica was like so. Like for me, it was because like I was such a nerd, or like I don't know why, but like reading porn also gets me off. It still does. Like when I read 50 Shades of Grey, it was amazing. But yeah,
is it that good?
I think it's pretty good. Also because I'm into BDSM stuff. Like I'm into like power dynamic stuff. I wish they would make a 50 Shades of Grey for Asian people though, because it was like really hard for me to get into it because I'm like not really that into white guys. But if there was like a Simu Liu, like, you know.
Yeah, and then the scenes are set up as Sean Kim walks into his house.
Oh my God.
Ellen Cheng walks behind. They both take off their shoes.
They both take off their Yeah.
It's like, dude, take off your shoes.
Yeah.
It's cleaner.
Yeah, we're not fucking savages here, people.
Yeah, you fucking disgusting colonizing fucks.
I know.
I feel so connected to you about the Literotica thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, nobody I've ever talked to knows about that. Even people that are like really into that fucking like hardcore fucking shit, they don't know about that.
Do you remember how you found Literotica? I'm trying to think back right now.
I think I found it because that was when the internet was slower. And the computer. So there was no smartphones. I couldn't just privately do my own thing.
Yep.
And then I didn't want to get viruses. Because it was like a kind of like a shared family computer. Because if you watch porn.
Yes.
So then I just like somehow came across. And then I was curious about erotic novels, but I don't want to buy it because then my parents are gonna find it.
Yeah, that's true.
So then I think I did a search, and then like Literotica came up.
Yeah. And
then I just started reading it, and then I just read it just to read it. I mean, the first time I read it, and I just got like so hard, and then that was like the main thing I jacked off to for a while. Yeah. In different scenarios too.
Yeah. Like the thing is with me is like I consumed so much porn and like Literotica when I was younger, but like I actually did not have my first orgasm until I was like 22. So like I just like consumed all this because I knew it made me feel good, right? Like it made me feel good.
But would you touch yourself at the same time?
I would try, but it wouldn't work.
So it just made you feel that like passion and right in your chest and like in your like the warmth.
Yes. I didn't have a release though, Mike. There was no fucking release until the age of like 22 for me.
So you just kind of did like a self-torture type of thing.
Yeah, but I didn't know that like I just thought that like okay, like being turned on, this is as good as it gets, which was fine for me, you know, because I didn't know any better. But then once I had my first orgasm, I was like, what the fuck was I doing? What the fuck was I doing for the past like 7 years?
Like I was missing out.
Yeah. For sure.
And then maybe that's what all that internal suffering and nowhere to let it out. that became BDSM for you. Maybe.
Who
knows?
Maybe.
I don't really know.
I don't either.
Yeah. Clearly, we were both very repressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not anymore. We're
Not
free
anymore.
now. We're free.
We're free to do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Do say whatever the fuck we want to say. Do.
Yeah, fuck it. You're not gonna put us in a box because we're Asian. Fuck off, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you like white guys?
Why don't I like white guys? Okay, so at the very like base of things, like fundamental or like the very base of things, it's just, I feel like the attraction isn't really there. Like when I see, I'm just like more attracted to Asian guys. Period. And then on other levels, it's like a cultural thing too. Like I don't want to have to explain to like someone why I do the things that I do, or like take off my shoes. I want to be able to eat the same food as them. I enjoy Asian food. It's just like more comfortable and familiar. I did date a white guy in my early 20s, and he was a lot older than me. He was almost 40 at the time.
Wow, double your age.
Almost, yeah. And but I liked him for all the wrong reasons. So he worked at Twitch at the time, and he took me to all the video game conventions, like E3, PAX, TwitchCon. I had like, yeah. So that was really fun. But then I realized when dating him, I was like, wow, we like other than doing these fun things, we don't really have much in common. So after that, I was just like, okay, lesson learned.
There wasn't much. I'm hearing this and I'm like, where's the actual lesson?
Oh, where's the lesson? Oh, that just like I liked. So like I tried it with a white guy. There wasn't anything beyond just like having fun with him, or like, you know, there was no like. So for us, it was. We would just play a lot, right? He was like a playmate.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, like very superficial,
Yeah,
no
very
real connection,
yeah,
or
no real-
understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah. So I've typically dated mostly like Korean and Chinese guys, but I feel like dating a Chinese person is pretty fun because we can also speak the same language, so we can talk shit about other people in public together.
Do Chinglish?
Chinglish, yeah.
English, that's fun.
Yeah, both our Chinese isn't like great. Our Mandarin isn't great, but like together, we're like a whole Mandarin person. Yeah.
You guys fill in certain words?
Yeah.
How do you say tractor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's pretty good.
I made that up.
I know,
But it sounds Chinese, right?
Sounds Chinese, yeah. Yep.
Because I used to watch a lot of like old school kung fu movies.
Oh, okay.
It was my favorite. I used to call it Ching Chang Chong Chang when I was a kid.
Ching Chang Chong
I'm
Chang.
like, Dad, can we rent Ching Chang Chong Chang movies? Can we get Ching Chang Chong Chang?
Yeah.
Because that's what I hear when I was like 10.
That's what it sounds
Ching
like.
Chang Chong, yeah.
That sounds about right.
Thanks. And then they get hit in the chest with the fucking 5-finger, like, pop, 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 and the blood comes out. They go, and then like they're like, and like the student holding the master up because the master's dying, and the master's bleeding out from his mouth. He's like, and he's saying like, avenge me.
Okay.
And then the guy, and then the student's like,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
like, and then the master and dies, and then the student goes on his whole journey to get better at fighting, and then kill the person that assassinated his master.
Yeah.
Sad stories. Yeah, but I relate to you on that though. I do because I just started. Like I'm a lot more open to Korean girls because it's fun to just do a little Konglish here and there, and you connect in that manner as well. But there's also this thing where I feel like I'm still kind of pushing back Korean girls. I think it has to do with some like fucking childhood shit or something, but Asian in general, Chinese I found that I connect to a lot. Like there's I don't think she listens to this, but I'm not gonna say anything more than that. But yeah, generally the Chinese girls and Filipinos I connect to pretty fucking well.
Okay.
Yeah. Asian wise.
And then also, when you were on our pod, didn't you say something about like Latinx girls or Latino girls? You also...
I'm gonna be honest, I think at the top of the list is Latinas. Okay. Like I'm like super, like when I hear that, yesterday I was at a Jack in the Box, and then the cashier was like, so you want a sourdough Jack? Like that Mexican accent? Yeah. The East LA sounding Mexican kind of accent. Yeah. And that turns me on.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people are going to be like, why? But to me, I don't know. I just like it. And then I can tell that because they have that type of strong Mexican accent, not the Spanish accent, but the Mexican one, then they can also speak Spanish, which is a turn on to me too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty sexy.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to look into that more. What's a language you hear and you just think it's so interesting and very attractive?
Korean.
Why? Because you're a weeb. Because you're from Korea, boo.
Because I'm a Korean. I don't know. Like, I feel like it all goes back to like high school. Because in high school, I grew up around a lot of Koreans, and they were like cool Koreans. And like one of my first crushes was Korean, and I don't know, like my friends, their older brothers, like the hot older brothers, they're all Korean. They would like talk, and you know, they're these like gangster Koreans, and they would talk in Korean, and I'm just like, yeah, like so from a very young age, I always thought it was really hot. And then as I got older, I started dating more Korean guys. My last boyfriend of 3 years, he was Korean, but then many boyfriends before that, they were also Korean. So like, I just thought it was hot. And then also pop culture, everything. Jay Park is Korean.
Because he's your favorite.
He's my favorite.
You went straight to Jay Park.
Jay Park is Korean.
Jay Park. Soju.
Park Chae-bun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Your look reminds me of a bit of Clara. Clara.
Who's Clara?
Is that her fucking name? That one K-pop star that was on Lil Dicky's show.
Oh, CL?
CL, yeah, that's what I meant.
CL? Oh, wow.
Kind of in terms of like the hair.
The blonde, well, she does have blonde hair.
Yeah, blonde hair and kind of.
Yeah. CL's hot. Thank
eyes.
you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
It's a compliment.
Yeah, thank you.
Very, yeah, you got a K-poppy
nice
type. Hey, this is me. This is who I am.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What language do you find to be the most to turn you on the most?
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like it.
What if like an Asian girl was speaking Spanish to you?
I mean, I don't think she listens to this, but the girl, there is a kind of a girl, ish, whatever. Like we're all dating other people too, but it's kind of we see each other. Her first language was actually Spanish.
Wow.
So
That's
she's
amazing.
more of a Spanish person than Asian.
Okay.
I think is it okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So she has the accent.
Nice. Oh.
Which I think is really hot.
Wow.
But it's come from an Asian face. And then we were getting tacos yesterday.
Of course you were getting tacos
Well,
yesterday.
I wasn't going to get the tacos. The food truck ended up being there, and she's like, are you hungry? I was like, nah, but I think she could tell. And I was like, you should get tacos. I'm like, are you hungry? She's like, no, but you look hungry. I'm like, I am hungry. I get there. I order 2 tacos, and I'm eating it. Right before I eat it, she goes to the person who owns it, whatever, and then she speaks in Spanish, like, oh, whatever. She ordered in Spanish, comes to me with napkins and a fork.
Aww. Wow.
To me, that's acts of service. And
Yeah.
it was like hot because she spoke to Spanish.
Yeah.
And then she thought of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you want to fuck her right there?
I did. I told
ask
her.
for her soul?
I didn't think about a soul part.
Demand her soul.
Demand her soul. But what I did, I told her though, I was like, I want to bend you over right now, standing up, and just fuck the shit out of you right now.
Wow. You
Yeah.
said that to her?
I did.
What'd she say? What was her response?
And her face got red, and she's like, hey. Yeah. Because it's fun talking like that. It's fun talking.
It is.
And not caring. And you know, when I feel like you're not afraid of public PDA, right? Like kissing or holding hands. Are you? Or are you a little bit more reserved in that manner?
No, I don't like making out in public and all that, but like I like to hold hands and I like to like kiss and stuff, but I'm not gonna be like making out and making other people feel uncomfortable. It's just like an act of courtesy to other people.
Yeah, I know what you mean on that too. Yeah. But it is like, for me, she's not afraid of that. So like, it's gonna be so funny because I don't even know how long we're gonna talk. But like, she's cool. I'm just saying she's cool, and she's not afraid of that. Mm-hmm. So that tells me she's like really into just the world that we're in at that moment. But also, I'm not comfortable doing that all the time too. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right. But I do like the idea of her being open to that.
What about like public? Like, what about like doing stuff in public? Like, I don't know, like car sex or like balcony sex or like
I love
public
that shit,
sex.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, like the one thing I mix about my ex is like she would just suck my dick everywhere. We were in a movie. We were at
Jesus
AMC.
Christ, Mike.
Yeah, we would be in the movie theater, and then she wouldn't say a word and just start zipping my pants out and just start sucking my dick in the movie theater.
Wow.
And I'm like, fuck. And there's people sitting right in front of us. Nobody on the side, but I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm getting scared. I'm like, hey, there's two old white people in front of me, and she's just like, she while she's sucking my dick, like quietly, she looks up with one like her eye to the side. She's like, shrugs, and then just goes. She doesn't give a fuck. That is hot.
That's real love.
Yeah, and then doing it like when we feel like it. Like she would suck my dick in the daytime and people are walking by. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I feel like I did shit like that when I was a lot younger, like in high school, or like no, okay, I wasn't sucking dick in high school, and like college, and like college when like I didn't like
care.
When I didn't care, I didn't give a fuck, like zero shame.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I also don't expect that because the daytime shit, I'd prefer not to. And when neighbors are walking by, I don't want that. But like if I'm driving and then she just wants to be like, hey,
that can be exciting.
Yeah, that's exciting. So that type of stuff, or just like spontaneous, walking in the park, it's kind of dark, not too many people around, and then boom, right there.
Okay.
And then we just like, you know, I long term, I would like somebody who's explorative in that manner. But then here's the thing though, kind of like what you said about earlier with like certain issues, it requires certain level of issues to get to that point too. But also, clearly, I have issues.
Yes.
If I really, you're like, yes, factual evidence.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
No, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's interesting though. Like having someone and getting to know their issues and then navigating through your issues together. Like, honestly, like everyone's like a little bit insane, but it's like getting to know them and like peeling back those layers, right? And getting to know what makes them the way they are. But yeah, you have a lot of issues. You're fucking crazy, Mike.
Do I really?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure. You're a comedian, so I'm sure you are actually. Like, I feel like a lot of comedians are fucking crazy, which is what makes them funny, which makes them like self-deprecating and relatable and all that good shit, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I like what you said about the whole peeling with the layers and everything. Why do you feel so strongly about that?
About
the, connecting with somebody else and then like you guys both kind of peel away certain, those layers of shit. And
yeah, because I feel like, in the beginning, you don't have to peel away any layers and you can just fuck all the time. But like eventually that's not gonna like be exciting anymore, right? You can only do sex so many different ways. So like how you keep everything interesting is by getting to know the other person. If there's nothing to peel back and nothing to get to know, then it's just going to get boring. So I think part of like maintaining like a good relationship with someone or like an interesting relationship is like always getting to know the other person and like changing together.
I agree on that.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting too when you find a thing that makes the other person, they're always kind of, they get triggered by something or it makes them, they're sensitive about like a certain thing you may do, and then you get frustrated, like what the fuck is going on? But then you figure out through working through it where it stems from, and then it makes sense, and then they feel seen and heard, and then you had enough empathy and patience to like work through that, and then you both can. It's like being on a team. Yeah.
Team Anya. Have you seen that TikTok? It's like Team Anya, Uri Team Anya. You haven't seen it?
Uri Team Anya?
Yeah. It's
where did they say that?
So it's like the situation where the caption is like when you're at a party with your girlfriends and there's only one guy over 6 foot there. And then so you said you're
I know what you're talking about.
Anya.
Oh, that's the video trend thing.
Yeah,
I've seen
like
that.
A trending sound.
It's a girl's voice, right?
Yeah. Uri Team Anya.
Yeah. That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
See, that's the type of shit too that only like majority like other Asians will get that are into that stuff. Because that's fun too. That's fun too. Damn. Yeah. Fuck.
Would you say most of your fan base are Asians or male, Asian? What's your demographic like?
I would say it's like a little bit over 50% male.
Okay.
So there's a good amount of women that follow me. And then I would say that lately it's been a little bit more Asian, but it's pretty mixed, but there's definitely a lot of Asians.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And a wide age range as well.
Cool.
What about you?
Mostly male and Asian.
Of course.
Yes, mostly male and Asian.
You fulfill their fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she Chinese, but she look Korean. What the fuck?
Yeah. But we're trying to, like, I would like to have more girls especially with the podcast. I can see why girls probably don't consume like my other like OnlyFans or like, modeling stuff. But like, especially in the podcast, I think we talk a lot about like issue or topics that girls talk about within themselves all the time, insofar as like sex and relationships and stuff like that goes. So
yeah, and you guys are good at that too. You guys are very open. So I feel like your podcast is could be like a good voice for especially certain girls that feel unheard or feel like like I feel this way about something, I think something, but I don't know how to conceptualize it. But then you guys talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want our podcast to feel like this like boys club, like it's actually, I feel like it's actually a pretty feminist podcast. Cause like I feel like a lot of things that we talk about, such as like gold digging and like not doing drinks on the first date and stuff like that, are actually things that guys don't like, but that girls can relate to. A lot of other girls can relate to. Some of the guys. So when we released that clip on TikTok of the drinks thing, no drinks on the first date. Yeah. There was just like so many comments of guys that are like, oh, these girls, like, I'm glad you girls said this because I like, like these are all red flags. I would have never like. You guys are only good for like one night stands. Like what do you? The thing that triggers me the most, I hate when guys ask me what I bring to the table. I fucking hate it.
Wait, on the internet or in person?
Not in person, dude. If it was in person, I'd fucking rip their dick off. Yeah. On the internet. Yeah. Oh. It's like when I say things like, oh, I have standards when it comes to what a guy does, or like maybe like I have standards as far as like how much money he makes or whatever, like my standards. And then a guy's response is, well, what do you bring to the table? I feel like that's just so like triggering for me, because it's like, okay, I could say one of either two things, right? I could say, well, I have my own car, my own place, my own job. I pay my own bills. And then he could come back with, well, I want a girl who's more traditional. Or I could say, you know what? I'm good at cooking. I'm good at cleaning. I'm good at loving and being kind and compassionate. And then he could come back with, oh, well, then like that doesn't pay my bills. So like either way, you don't have a right answer to that. So like when someone is asking you, what do you bring to the table? They're not really asking you what you're bringing to the table. They're trying to talk down to you in like in a condescending, derogatory manner, insinuating that you have nothing to bring to the table.
That is very true. The whole what do you bring to the table is even more popularized now because do you know about Red Pill?
Is that a podcast?
No, it's something that we I think I talked about it like for a second, and then you didn't know what it was, and then I was like, I'll tell you later. But basically, like, it's just this thing that's been mainstream now, which is the philosophy towards understanding the human nature of women.
Okay.
And then basically, it's like one of the things is, what do they bring? A lot of times, so what they say in Red Pill is they mainly just bring sex in your body and just looking good. Like, what else do you bring to the table besides that? So, it has been kind of weaponized now.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you do have a lot to bring to the table because you are self-made and you're independent. You're very independent. Sure. So you are right. There's a lot of insecure guys out there that will come at you like that to just justify their way of living and their lack thereof of success, or being able to probably attract somebody that lives the life that you live, right? Because that's something I used to do. I would be like, well, she's probably a whore, this and that, blah, blah, just to make myself feel better. But the reality is I was just being very insecure. Yeah. So, and then also the whole, like, you have a certain type of lifestyle you like to live.
Yeah.
And that is going to require, somebody that makes a certain amount of money to like equal that. You know, because the guy also wants to feel like a man by not having you pay for everything.
Yeah.
Right. So there's that as well. And that's a thing that dudes need to get their head out of their ass with. You know, to better yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And traditional, you know, like if you want traditional women, that's fine too, whatever that looks like in your opinion. But you also have like guys, you gotta have to also look at like break down in your mind, why do I feel so strongly about this? Why am I so adverse to her what this woman is saying? Why am I being so triggered?
Yeah.
And to figure that shit out.
And you know what? Some girls like will even say it themselves, like, yeah, like what I bring to the table is sex and I'm pretty and like I bring looks to the table. But you know what? Like some guys value that though.
True.
Like some guys want to just pay for you to shut the fuck up and look pretty because they don't want to hear what comes out of your mouth. And some girls are willing to offer that. So if that is if that is the scenario, why is that any worse than like a traditional relationship? As long as both parties get something that they want from each other.
Yeah, that's the understanding.
Yeah, if that's the understanding, then that should be accepted. That should be fine. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. I've been heard. I've been seen.
Yeah.
I've been seen. Yeah. Even me talking like that, it would have 5 years ago. I don't think I would have been able to talk like that. Just simply because I didn't know myself. I didn't like myself, so I was very judgmental to give a reason why I would not be able to get a certain type of woman.
You've grown though. You've grown from that. People change.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also who you like surround yourself with too, right? If you're like in this like red pill culture, right? And you're on like the red pill subreddit and all you talk about with your red pill friends is like this incel culture bullshit, then that's what you're like going to be indoctrinated into that, right? But like if you talk to more people, if you talk to more people, listen to like more podcasts and like get your sources from different people, then like your mind will open itself. But it's like the internet does that to people though. Like it creates an echo chamber where you just get stuck in it, right?
Yeah, it's very true. And that's why there's something called black pill. So there's a red pill and then there's blue pill, so red pill is like men who just live life for them and then understand woman nature and would rather just pretty much, well, I mean, they don't only want to be single, but you can still kind of be in a relationship but be red pill. But then there's blue pill, which is the guys that really do want the relationship and then avoid like the reality of how human, whatever woman nature is. And then there's purple pill, which is a mix of both, and then there's black pill, which is like the doom pill, which is what you're talking about, where it's an echo chamber and then they stay like incel and just hate women. And that's when shit gets bad. It can get to that point. And there was a point where like I kept consuming that material because a lot of my like I've had people that told me they followed me because they thought they're like, I could tell you're a red pill. I didn't even know what that was. I just gained experience from dating women and I would just give my opinion on stuff, right?
I see.
But then I started consuming the actual like content and material and shit that guys would say on a daily basis throughout the day because something happened with some girl and then I was like, oh, I guess I got to figure it out, blah, blah. And then that brought me to a point where I was kind of this black pill person for a little bit. And I didn't realize that. And it made me just think like women ain't shit, blah, blah, this and that. And I don't even want to be around. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to just do me. And it fucked me up in the head. And I was like, I got to stop consuming this shit. Because even the people that are talking about it, even the people that are so-called like masters of this shit, what kind of life are they living? Are they actually happy? Are they actually even fucking girls? Do they actually truly understand women, or are they just regurgitating information that they've just heard? Because I'm seeing a trend of like all these guys, these younger cats, and like these older dudes, and just like, I got dumped, because she was a bitch, like, but I'm red pill now, so I understand how women are. No, you fucking don't. You're just regurgitating fucking shit that you like. I guarantee these guys, a lot of them don't even know themselves or like themselves or have like a mission in life. So it's like, it's this whole fucking thing where it's like you have to look at yourself first before just pointing fingers at women, because master yourself and then you can also master for the most part like the dating world, even though it's so you can't really you can't control everything, but it's very master yourself.
Everything is situational, right? Like you can't really, like there's no like script for getting all the bitches. You know, there's no like secret for that. So like, yeah, I think you're right. Like if you know yourself, the more confident you are in yourself, the more chance you'll be able to find someone that's compatible with you because you know yourself.
Yeah. And then the whole, the whole concept of the high value man, that's a thing that's being really pushed about,
What is this concept?
Making a man that makes a certain amount of money,
okay,
very successful, has a blooming career, is confident, dresses well, whatever, all that fucking shit, right?
Okay.
Like high value man,
sure,
like high value in the sexual marketplace. But a thing that is still not being touched upon is, have they worked on themselves and that childhood trauma and all that shit to make them be able to stay in a relationship or even be in a healthy relationship? It's like they're not talking about that. They're just talking about, it's like they're tiptoeing around the deeper truth. And then they think, if I just make money, then I'll get the girls and I'll be happy and this and that. It's like, do you have hobbies? Do you have things that make you happy? Do you like yourself? Can you sit there and be like, I'm cool? There's so many other factors besides just that. That's why I think there's a problem with that. And then, yeah.
Well, I feel like high value, like, so people that are just like the high value man that just makes a lot of money, I feel like he will be able to get a very pretty girl, but she's going to be just like a high value girl with no substance too. Like no substance is going to meet no substance, right?
True.
But if like any guy with that just makes like over like a certain amount of money is not going to be able to get like the whole package girl though, like the pretty good personality, has a good job, all that, because she's going to want to be with someone who actually has substance too.
True.
Yeah. So I think it's like, when it comes down to it, people want to match with their equals or higher, right? Like whether that be on looks or on all facets, like your looks, your like your income, like where you are, like socioeconomic status, like personality, like you want to be able to relate on like a personality basis as well. So, and like sometimes, okay, like let's say like, okay, like if you're a little shorter, maybe make a little bit more money,
to balance things out.
It out. But I think in general, right, people want to match their equals. That's it.
That's true.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right?
No, there's not. Because that again goes back to like a certain type of lifestyle. Yeah. And even that one chick that I'm seeing, I don't even want to say seeing because it's not like.
You're seeing her. You saw her.
Okay, I saw her, but we're all open to dating or whatever. Because I'm just look at me being like intimacy. She's done it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Just to clear.
Who hurt you, Mike?
A lot of people.
Okay.
But I after the third date, she learned that I live with my family because I moved back home to do all this fucking drink, whatever, pursuing all this stuff. I moved back. And then it was at that point too, I was just like, and I don't hide this stuff. It just didn't really come up. And then I realized she didn't ask me, but we were kind of on a topic of living situation kind of, but she didn't insinuate, oh, do you like, oh, who I live with. I just decided, I'm just going to say it because at that point they're going to decide if they want to spend time with me. Because a lot of people, they can be like, oh, you don't have your own spot, then you're a fucking loser. Because that's like also part of the whole like resume of what it means to be a man or adult. Like you got to make a certain amount of money, you got to have your own car, your own place, blah blah blah. But they could be miserable fucks that don't know themselves and all that shit too. So like I just decided I'll say it, and then she acted like it was no big deal. And then that's cool because I mean I'm not gonna. Everything I'm doing is leading up to that point. I'm building my shit, whatever. So, yeah.
Would you hate on a girl though for having? Because this is the problem that like I've seen. It's like, would you hate on a girl for having the standards of being like, I won't date a guy unless he has some.
No, that was my following point. Is if she decided no anymore, I'd be completely fine with it.
Yeah. See, then I think that that's
completely fine. Yeah. That's why I did that because I was like, I don't want to waste either one of our. Even if even if it's like a situation where we're just hanging out and hooking up, like. I'd rather have them just decide, well, I don't really want to because of that one factor. And then I'm 100% cool with that because I understand now. Yeah. Like I get it.
Right.
But also the reason why I don't get offended if that were to happen, if that does happen, is because I know what I'm doing and where I'm at in my path currently.
Yeah. You're confident in where you're going, right?
I'm 100% confident.
Okay.
Everything's coming together.
Yeah. So when people hate and stuff, that like, again, I think that comes from a place of insecurity of themselves. Like the people that are like, oh, like you shouldn't have these standards, or like, I don't understand where you're coming from, or you don't bring anything to the table, are the people that like have no confidence in themselves to get where they need to be one day.
Exactly.
Respectfully.
Yeah. Hashtag respectfully. Hashtag motherfucking respectfully. So that's, again, it just ties into the empathy and understanding of where you are, who you are, and then where the other person is and where they're at. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's all. Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. We get into some deep conversations.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I also, so like, this is kind of on the same subject, but like some people are like pretty pressed that like I make money off of OnlyFans, you know, like the way that I make my money. They're like, oh, like she, like for whatever reason, like the money that I make is like dirty money because I make it by selling whatever I sell by monetizing my sex appeal. And I don't really, I feel like that's misguided as well, but I don't even understand where it comes from. Like is what I like, everything that you sell in America is like, if there's value to it, then there's a market for it. Right. So why is what I'm selling any different from like you buying a hamburger from McDonald's? Okay, why did I just compare my fucking
your body?
Why did I just do that? Okay,
are you calling your vagina a hamburger? Hey, but McDonald's sells a lot, so you have a high value hamburger.
Why did I do that?
High value. No, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean. That comes from the need to feel like control, and it's hard for most people, majority of people, especially guys, to think that you could be somebody who's loyal or like a good person because you show your body like that to make money. Yeah. So they put you in like a horror category or something, like in their mind, whatever a whore is, a prostitute, you know, something like that. Like they, you know, like that's the umbrella under which you lie, and that diminishes everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's an illogical argument, but I understand.
Illogical?
Yeah, it's definitely illogical. It's
illogical, not illogical.
Illogical, like not logical. Illogical.
Yeah.
It's you're discrediting someone based on what they do and not like based on who they are as a person or like how you value their morals, rather than like discrediting them for like what they actually do, or like you're basing your argument on someone's character rather than what actually matters. I think it's called straw man, but I might be wrong. I think that's a straw
man.
The straw man,
like a scarecrow.
It's like a fallacy. Yeah, it's a logical fallacy. I think it might be called straw man, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said that because this is in-person type of things, they may say?
No, not in person.
Just mainly
nobody says shit to my face, guys. Everyone's just like a fucking keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
But yeah, people say it online whenever,
True.
If I post something, especially since we've started the podcast, when we post things, when we talk about like, you know, OF or, you know, the way that our standards for guys and stuff, a lot of this pushback that we'll get is, well, like you just sell sexy pictures on the internet. You're less of a person, you know?
Oh, so like, what do you know? You have no
what do you
right
know?
For your opinions.
You have no credibility whatsoever.
She's a dummy.
Yeah.
They're
like,
both dummies.
Yeah. You bring that back to like, what do you bring to the table, you fucking whore? We're just like, we bring the fucking table, the whole table, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, that stuff I would say is, I guess you compare it to guys, and then fitness industry. In a way, it is selling your body. It is selling your body.
Yeah.
The guys have to look good. The girls have to look good. They have to always be scantily clad to show, hey, I have this body, and then let me sell this fucking thing that I have. You know, like product and stuff. It's just easy to shit on a girl like you who does what she does to make money, and maybe it could be coming from like, oh, it's a jealousy factor as well.
I think so. Yeah, but I would say it's pretty easy to pick on me. It's low hanging fruit, you know.
Yeah.
Like if I was grasping at straws to like try to discredit someone, I'd probably go for that as well, right?
Yeah.
No.
Because it is easy.
Yeah,
it is easy. It's easy to categorize, and it's easy to like culturally and societally. It's easy to be like, well, she fits that thing right there. And I mean, you've gotten it so much. Are you used to it now, and you're just kind of like whatever, or does it sometimes still kind of bother you a bit because you feel misunderstood? Or
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like to. Like, I feel like I should have thick skin, and to a certain degree I do, but like, I feel like it kind of chips away at you a little bit. Like, it's not like this one comment here, one comment there, but it's just like the cumulative effect of like a lot of people like telling you you're this and this and this. And then like a little bit also of your own insecurity in the back of your head, kind of like, well, like, you know, like, I do have, like, I don't want to be doing this forever, but what if I'm just as good as this, you know? Because there's always these voices in the back of your head. Like, obviously, like, I have bigger dreams for myself. Like, you know, like, I have other entrepreneurial things I want to do. You know, I want to do other things in the mainstream, right? So, but there's always, like, little doubts in your head. But then, like, the things that people say, they do bring them out. And then it does catch up to you. And then that's when I feel sometimes, like, very burnt out and very, like, not hopeless, but I just feel burnt out. I'm like, ugh, is this even worth it?
Like, it makes you question. It kind of it makes you question and kind of not want to put yourself out there anymore. No more content creating, because the same thing for me. I have thick skin. You could say anything. You could call me a fucking dirty chink gook. I don't give a fuck. But then if I read enough of these like little comments, like the top of your head looks like a mountain. You know what's funny? Everything that people said never bothered me, but it's like when I lift my head up, then right here, there's a little. You see it, right? You see it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
For like I think 3 months. I was afraid to lift my head up.
Oh my God, Mike, bless
I'm not
your
even
heart.
kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm not even kidding, right?
Yeah.
But then I got over it and I was like, fuck, it does look like a mountain.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny, you know? And that was and people said worse shit, but that one little thing affected me. And then I was just like, oh, it's because like, and then these other little comments, but you read enough of it, it has this compound effect.
It does.
And the reason why it affects so much is it's different when a person and someone in person says it, because we know exactly where it's coming from. We know what they look like, and we can be like, okay, we can gauge based off of their facial expressions or how they.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Like this person's clearly miserable. This person's just talking shit. Whatever. It's this person. But on the internet, we can't see the faces. Even if we can, we're reading the words, and the more we read these words, it's as if it's our own thoughts that's saying it to us. That's what I realized.
Right. Dude, I never even thought about it like that. Yeah.
I had to, because I was getting bothered. I'm like, why am I getting bothered by the smallest thing? It didn't make sense to me until I really just spent time thinking about it. I was like, it's because my brain is misconstruing it as a thought for myself. Kind of like when you read a book versus a movie. You're watching a movie, let's say you're Harry Potter. You watch Harry Potter, the movie's telling you, right? The movie is telling you who the characters are, what they look like, what they sound like, so you know exactly how to take it. It's a fucking movie. But then when you read it, your brain goes everywhere. You make up these like what they look like, what they sound like, and it's in your head. You're absorbed into the world. And to me, that is like the comments.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
You know,
I never thought of it like that. It makes me feel a little better though. Now that I can identify kind of like why these things are more intrusive, maybe now it's like I can better fend them off and just like stick to
exactly. And then another layer is just the ones that are, 99% of the time, the ones that do it, they don't have a profile photo, they don't post anything, they're not putting themselves out there. So behind the anonymity is their power, which is because it's fear-based.
Yeah.
They're in a car in space on Mars. Ultimate road rage.
Ultimate road rage.
Ultimate road rage.
Ultimate road rage.
You know?
Yeah. So,
but even then, I decide to not read too many of those comments, because it kind of stays with you for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
You know?
Agree.
Yeah. Don't stop being you.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay.
Don't stop.
Never stop, you Literotica. So what kind of other things do you want in the future? Because you said that you don't want to do this forever, right? This is this is a vehicle to get you tools and the capital to do other things that you want. What is this?
Yeah, I really want to build up this podcast. Actually, I feel like my podcast with Jade, like Girls Gone Wireless, has really good potential.
I do too.
Yeah, I feel like it would be pretty cool to write and like produce one day, whether it be for like another person's podcast or like a TV show, or I feel like I've been in the content creation sphere for a while to where I would be able to help someone with their own projects, you know, to kind of do like more behind the stuff scenes, even though I like to do being in front of the camera as well. But I just want to like kind of explore all facets of like content creation and media.
Okay. So you like the strategy aspect, but also helping people build it, and you kind of watching like, oh, what I said or what I thought would work. Yeah. Actually works, not just for me, but it works for them as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. What about you?
That's fun. Me, what I see myself doing is, well, acting. I really love acting. Dramatic acting as well.
Okay.
Like, I would rather do dramatic acting than comedy acting, to be honest.
Wow.
I can cry, I can get angry, I can do all that. Like, I have a serious side that I want to channel like that.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that. And then, of course, the stand-up comedy thing, just, I want to be a powerful draw to where I go to places, and like, I want to be able to like sell out. Right. And I believe I can get there. It's just going to take time. Everything takes time.
You have I think you've heard this before. You got like Joe Coy vibes.
I do get that.
Yeah. I feel like you do have his, like, he has charisma though. Like his charisma levels are, you know, like pretty high. Like I feel like you have like that it thing that like, you know,
like it factor thing.
That it factor thing that people like gravitate to, that people find like relatable, yet like not unreachable, but like you're like, I feel like when you're a celebrity, especially in comedy, people put you on a pedestal, but yet you feel very relatable. That's like kind of like the thing about being like a comedian or like a stand-up is.
That's true. Right? Yeah. Because Joe Coy's popping as fuck, but like, you know, he's not.
But he could be like, he's not like so good looking or like so, sorry, Joe Coy, but like, they're like, oh, I could like never, he kind of is like an everyday person too, right?
Yeah. Who just happened to make shit happen because with his own ability, not just banking on Brad Pitt looks or some shit like that. So yeah, that and the podcast, I really care about my podcast. Like I like, you know, then I get to know people. Like we got to know each other better through this. Literotica, right?
Literotica, yeah. That's our bonding.
That's our bonding now. Yeah, that's like the unheard, like secret, like dude, Literotica.
Yeah.
And you know, this helps a lot of people too, and it helps expand people's minds. And you know, I want my podcast to be fucking huge as fuck. I do, you know. And yeah, and then just get to a point where everything that I do is just, I like connecting with people, strangers, you know, people in person, whatever, everything. Yeah, that's what I want.
I feel like podcasting is really good for that. It's like networking, right? Getting to know different people, really understanding their stories, especially the way that you do it, because you really are very good at getting to like talking about like broad topics, but then getting down to like the issues. So yeah.
No, I appreciate that. That's what I try to do, you know, because I also want to, I try to humanize people to be like, yo, like we all do things for a certain reason. It's not always good to just jump the gun and be like, okay, categorize this person, this is why they do it, this is who they are. You know, there's more to it. And it can also expand their mind to be like, maybe I could do this thing or that thing, like whatever the fuck it is. You know, just try things, try new things. And I mean, if you're not trying things, then what the fuck are you doing? Then how do you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And things pivot and shit, you know?
Yep.
Realistically speaking, how long do you think you'd want to do the OF stuff? OF.
Like
ideally, like when would you want to be like, all right, I'm...
Probably 2 more years.
2 more years.
2 more years. Yeah. I think 2 more years is more than enough time for me to do other things that I want to do. Also, there's things that are non like media, like business things that I want to do, like own property, like buy property.
The real estate.
Yeah, do real estate, like get into real estate investment. Me and my mom always talk about like opening like a small like a little like a restaurant or like a food truck together. Yeah, like that's like that's like not something that's gonna make a lot of money. That's something that I want to do with my mom, just because like
it's like a fun little connecting passion thing. Right?
Yeah. Like when I think about it, it makes me smile.
That's cool. Then you got to do it. Then you have to do it.
Yeah. So like I have a lot of like things that I can look forward to, both in and out of the creator sphere. And I think I'm being pretty smart with my money, that I make now. I'm not just like spending it on like Gucci, Prada, Chanel.
But do you buy those things?
I don't. Maybe like here and there, but like typically if I have like a purse or like a nice something, it's been bought for me as a gift.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So then you are pretty good with your money. You're not just flashy with it.
No. Like the most, I would say 80% of like the designer things that I wear are gifts.
Okay.
Yes.
Because there's somebody I know who spent, and she didn't have this money. She spent, I think it was 18 grand on purses.
Wow, that's
ridiculous. And she doesn't have the money, and she spent it on credit cards.
Oh God.
And then lied to her boyfriend. Because they were in a long distance relationship, so he had to keep flying to her across multiple states, and then she held the truth from him, and he found out on his own that's why she couldn't fly to him. So he was spending his own money to keep flying to her, and they're still together. Because to me, that's a deal breaker. That's a fucking 18 grand on purpose and purses, and you don't even make money like that.
Yeah,
and you're
that's
lying,
crazy.
And they're still together. That blows my mind.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, here's the thing about designer brands, like guys and girls, is like girls, you don't need to wear a lot of designer shit, because like a guy doesn't, unless you're looking for like really, really rich guys. I mean, guys in general don't care. As long as like your hygiene is good, you're like well put together, like you're clean, you're pretty, like you take care of yourself. Like it doesn't really matter if you're wearing Chanel. Guys don't really give a fuck. When girls are stunting like that, when they're like flexing like that, it's usually for other girls. And like honestly, like I'm not like, I don't really care. Well, I mean, I do want other girls to respect me, but like don't think that carrying a Chanel purse is gonna get you more guys, because it's not.
That is so true, because we don't give a fuck. We care about how does it fit? Do your jeans make your ass look good? We don't care. We're like, oh my gosh, Chanel purse.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
want
matter.
to fuck her. I have not talked to one dude that ever started with the conversation. Oh, yo, dude, look, she's wearing a fucking Gucci belt.
Yeah.
I want her to suck my dick. I've not heard that out of the thousands of conversations I had with dudes talking about women. Not one time did that fucking come up. So girls really think that?
So
That they think guys would like that?
not all of them. I wouldn't say all of them, but I think that maybe some girls do think that if I wear this purse or if I wear all these designer labels, guys will find me more attractive, but that's just not the case. But I would say if you're a girl and you want to dress for yourself, if you want to feel good and feel good and confident for yourself, then yeah. And if you can be fiscally responsible with it, then yeah, buy yourself that fucking Chanel purse. You deserve it. But don't live outside of your means just to impress other people, whether it be other guys or other girls, because it's not worth it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Be
No,
smart.
girls do. Wow, dude, girls spend so much money on designers, clothes, and accessories to look good. But then you're right. They just talk about it amongst each other. Yeah, what the fuck is the point then? It's like an ego thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I would say it's an ego thing, which is great. Like stroke the ego, as long as you can.
As long as you're not gonna go broke.
Yeah, but for example, the girl that your friend, right? She's like in debt because of what? It's also like, okay, let's say you do have the appearance of having all this, like all these purses and stuff, but it's like it comes off as really like gaudy if your whole lifestyle doesn't match. Okay, for example, like let's say I'm carrying like a Chanel bag, I'm I have all these Chanel bags, but then I go to my car and it's a shitty car, and then I go back to my apartment and it's a shitty apartment.
True.
Even though all my bags are real, it's gonna look fucking fake, right?
Yeah.
You could save your money on the bags, maybe get a nicer car, maybe not even a nicer car, but just like have your own place, right? Or have a nice place and just have like clean, nice things. It doesn't all have to be designer, but it all fits. It all makes sense.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're gonna wear the clothes and you're just gonna put shit in it and in the purse. So and you're right, because with her, she when she did that, she had a job she hated, wasn't making a ton of money, and was not happy. Yeah. So her doing that was thinking like, hey, it's the illusion of I'm doing well, so I can tell people I'm doing fucking well.
Yeah.
And that to me was a huge red flag. And he's about to fucking wife this girl up. I'm like, dog, you're a fucking dumbass. You're fucking stupid. But
wouldn't you rather be actually happy rather than having other people think you're happy?
Exactly.
Right? Like,
exactly. That says a lot about society.
It does, yeah.
But you're using your money smart. I could tell, like just based off of the way you approach those things.
I would say I'm pretty good with money.
Okay. I feel like that's something we could talk about like in the future. We'll do like a round two of like a much later on. Okay. If there's something you want to leave the people listening or watching, just anything, like a thought, something that could be big or small.
Yeah.
You just wanted to leave them with. What do you think? Or what do you want to say?
Yeah. Practice self-love. Take care of yourself. Love other people. And be kind to yourself and other people. Also, go check out Girls Gone.
Okay. Now plug in all your shit. Yeah, social media is everything.
Also, on that note, go follow me on Instagram, KittyLeeXO. I have a new podcast with my co-host Jada Soar. It is called Girls Gone Wireless Pod. On all social media platforms. Thank you so much for listening in. Thank you, Mike, for giving me a platform to be able to speak all my thoughts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kitty Lee.
Yeah. Now that you know my
your social media name.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kat, for being here. Thank you for being vulnerable and transparent.
Of course, always with you.
And guys, thank you for listening. This has been another episode of the Setbreaker Podcast. Thank you for listening, and I will see you on the next episode.